Greetings, everyone. This is Joanna from Heavenly Radiance, Universal Love Light, and the Sacred Corner. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope that you'll join us on our May 11th Healing the Mental Body class. It's an ascension class that I brought forward through many years of the healing that I've been going through and moving through. And I'm so excited to offer these on a global basis. I do many global webinars, and I offer much of these teachings of understanding of the multidimensional bodies, how important it is that we begin to nurture and care and honor all that we are as a multidimensional being of light, to bring forward the love of who we are as multidimensional beings of light, and truly begin honoring the human journey, the human adventure as source spirit, as the spirited awakened beings in human form that we are now becoming, and honoring ourselves as. And we hope that you'll join us. We'll include the link in this video of our class, and it's also found on our Facebook page as well as our Tumblr and our Twitter accounts. We've posted our videos. Thank you to Mario, who is also sharing our videos and our articles of ascension and healing on his website through YouTube as well, Mario Cataladino. Thank you, Mario. And that's also on our Facebook, Universal Love Light Joanna. And you can find all of our offerings there as well. We'd like to bring forward in this very special day and unfolding of these beautiful cosmic, celestial, heavenly offerings and energies. This is the sacred corner. This is a sacred space, knowing that all of the energies of the heavenly masters and the archangels and the Christ collective, the councils of light, the heavens, all the brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light, shamans from inner and outer earth, all of our ancestral lineage, for those listening now and future now moments, all of your celestial teams are obviously always with you, assisting you in receiving, assisting you in allowing yourself to release and transmute through alchemy of who you are, through your pure intention to see, to know, to be the expression of full love, of full light. And that is the process of awakening that occurs in every moment. Every moment we are harmonizing, 24/7 we're harmonizing. And why we have created the illustrations that we have through some of the visionary and the sea, the ancient seer energies that I'm gifted and offered, all timelines are now. And why in living in the present moment, in allowing yourself to be the full love that you are in this present moment, you allow all things that you've ever been connected with and entangled with to also receive that love and that healing. Today, we wanted to co-create a beautiful healing, a beautiful transmutation, and show you how I personally move through many of the transmutations of density, limitation, fear, anything within the emotional body, within the multidimensional systems that comes forward for you to transmute. If it's coming forward and if it's showing itself to you, it's an opportunity for you to transmute into light, into love. Oftentimes, it's just a matter of dropping to your heart and returning to light and love. And those one-off instances can be that easy to transmute. Just shifting your thought patterns from the collective fear-based limitation thought patterns, because many of us are here to not only transmute our own individual Akashic lineage records, but we're here to transmute, and not only this lifetime, but all lifetimes, galactic, interplanetary, and so on. But many of us are also here to transmute upon the collective and within the collective of all timelines. And what we're bringing forward today, which is so very special to me, is, and we've done the Divine Mother ceremony and invocation that we did a couple months back. So I invite you to look on our website for that. And it was a 7-day invocation with the Divine Mother and the Mula energies and Gaia energies, activating and healing the divine feminine bodies and energies. Each and every one of us, without exception, come here to heal the divine male and divine female energies. And each of us come with unique themes, with unique psyche imprints and energies for us to each heal. And what we're being initiated in, which I've talked about for many years now, is understanding that we are, through our own individual unique awakening as human spirits, that we are awakening within our remembrance of our collective omnipresent allness, the micro and the macro perspective of who we are as source agents of light. That source agents of light, meaning that we're connected with all realms, all planets, all bodies, all energies, all life, all universes. This essence of us and our remembrance of that allows us to heal all timelines that are not just of Earth, but all that is. Thus then allowing us to create beyond what we know to be just our universe, our galaxy, our planet. It allows us to co-create and be a part of the similitude that is all life, that is source creator. We have that potentiality. once the awakening is directly connected with our awareness consciousness, or consciousness as our consciousness expands, the consciousness of who we allow ourselves to be and know ourselves as source light, as the essence, as the breath, as the elixir of love, then so too does our remembrances and the brain and all that we are, this beautiful alchemy of source, spirit, and matter. Then we allow ourselves to alchemy, shifting out the densities of limitation, boxed in beliefs, separative beliefs, fear, anything that is of a denser agent, if you will, because it's physiological, biological, and energetic, which means that we've become dense in matter through our belief systems, our consciousness. And so, as our consciousness awakens and rises, spinning at a faster pace through every allowance that we allow love and light to heal and to transmute those densities, then we become faster and lighter. So, too, does the brain alchemy with past, present, and future. And our team, we have healing teams that are constantly working on us within the soul and the oversoul that assist us in alchemizing through our intentions and through our desire to live as our fullest and our highest. And we say that because one will awaken, whether we intend it and choose to awaken in the process or not. As you awaken in the process and you choose to be the master of your own ship, you choose to be that leader and that divine Christed sovereign being, to align with the Christed energies of holiness, holiness meaning that our most perfected, omnipresent love, light self, delineating it from religions, that it has been boxed in, because it's not. It is our most omnipresent, multidimensional energy that is the Christ consciousness, also within the grids and with our planetary experience. All generations' DNA are being adjusted to assume the new grid work and the light pulsations from Source Creator, from the light programs that are allowing us to evolve at an ever heightened and accelerated pace. So as our consciousness, our awareness awakens to our allness, then we become more open and accepting and ready to bring through those higher frequencies of light consciousness, of intelligence, of wisdom, that are all the pulsations of light and love through Source Creator. Light pulsations is that loving communication from Source. And that loving conversation of Source is the elixir and the movement of light. And what many of us as visionaries and as seers, I'm already starting to clear, as seers, is that we can see fields of light and we can feel the energies within the grids, as we've often talked about, so that we can begin communicating and we can begin entangling at that higher consciousness frequency. Because as we said, it not only helps heal the ills and the ailments that we've created as a human collective throughout time, but it actually allows us to co-create new planets and new galaxies and new universes and omnipresence energies that allow the continuation of evolution. And each and every one of us are an agent for that. If we so desire, it's always free will. You will awaken eventually. But to take that ownership and that mastery, you then begin to start directing and designing your path, your reality with Source, in that beautiful, unique way that excites you and delights you. Now, it's not to allow, and this is the big transition that so many light workers have been moving through the past 2 years, and many will eventually move through. Once you awaken to that state where you understand that you're a soul, that you understand that you're a spirit, then the process is to detach that ego and to relax that ego in complete surrender and become that open vessel of love, through which your life is no longer goal setting. Your life is no longer forcing anything to happen or to occur or to have things unfold in a certain way, because that's usually the mind that dictates and manages that for that safety experience. But it's allowing yourself to be that fluid flowing agent of love, that fluid flowing agent of the divine feminine, the divine female, that we are all now, as the universal family, our omnipresent energies are all bringing in this divine mother energy through each and every one of our experiences, so that we can anchor the divine feminine role and archetype back into our planet that has been subjugated so deeply and so traumatized. Lately, I've been feeling, I have for many, many years, but it's been more evident in my Akash and my healing recently, is the destruction that's been done to the divine feminine energies as an omnipresent frequency. And that's through many lifetimes of imbalance, profound imbalance. And I've I've been shown and experienced energies that were quite traumatic, and that requires healing. So many light workers, advanced light workers, are here to also transmute those divine feminine archetypal energies and then ground in what source was showing me, my teams were showing me, the mutability of light. So, and that's alchemy. It's just allowing the love and the light emanations. Remember, the light pulsations, those light radiations are the communication of love that is source. Source creator, so excited and so delighted to evolve and expand consciousness, to expand reality, to expand all realities, all dimensions, all omnipresent universes. It's a delight. It's that excitement to co-create a source creator that we are. So that mutability that is love, that is light, we are also those cellular agents, remember, micro, macro, so that we are now healing all that we've experienced. We're healing those energies and those stories that each and every one of us come with to experience anew. And what this Scorpio full moon is, for me, is allowing us to honor and accept those stories that we've kept in separation of our oneness, the separation that we allow ourselves to judge and we allow ourselves to discriminate. That is not us, because it feels harmful or it feels terrible or it feels however we've judged it, and we see it unfolding in our reality. And so many of us and many light workers are here not only to be that mother, that divine mother frequency. It's all intertwined. It's all a marriage of energy. It's all a marriage of stories between many earthly lifetimes, because remember, all planetary errors are occurring right now. So every time that we honor these experiences as they come up in our everyday life, whether you have felt disrespected or dishonored, healing your own abuses, healing your own subjugation in every way, that affects and allows the clearing and the honoring of all timelines. Now, those of us that can feel it at a very subtle level and an omnipresent level that is really connected to the galaxy and the omniverse, then it becomes a much bigger story. And it's important to detach from those stories, but to only know that that's the thread within the collective that we're each here to heal through our own unique individual stories and our timelines. And this full moon allows us to look at all of those aspects. We define them, we like to change how we've defined things, because they allow, sometimes, often our definitions keep us in those cycles of karmic subjugation, of karmic definitions that keep us boxed in and limited. The shadow and the inner child and the dark night of the soul energies are those understandings of, it's a portal of our allness. You know, however we define it, however we want to call it, it doesn't matter. It is the portal of our allness that's showing us that within our allness, our love and our acceptance and our acknowledgement is required. Our forgiveness is required. Our compassion is required. And in doing so, our allness is healed. We come with oversouls that are connected with every single person on this planet. That means we're family, we're all one. Of course we are, as we're all source. But that just goes to show you that although there's 7 point some odd billion people on our planet, and we often like to think that that person is doing something that is not me, that I would never choose that, and those judgments start to begin. There's separation within your allness, within your soul family, that requires your acceptance because it's you. There is a fragment or a fractal within that story that's showing you that separation. Now, again, everybody's story and everybody's themes are different at varying levels, because we've all played varying roles. We're all here to very uniquely heal our allness. Our experience and our ability to soften into our allness and accept all that we are allows us to offer forward that unconditional source energy, where once it was blocked because of that judgment. And so today, with this beautiful Scorpio full moon, we all understand the energies of the Scorpio energy and how this beautiful full moon, and we've been offered, if you've been keeping track of astrology and the celestial alignments play a profound role in humanity's ascension. Make no mistake about that. There is no separation to anything that we're moving through. There just isn't. And we will become in greater alignment of all that we are moving. All, it's a beautiful dance. It's a celestial, cosmic, universal, omnipresent dance. It all plays a part. every aspect of it, every particle, every space in between every particle. It is all a celestial, omnipresent source, divine dance of light and love. It's all purposeful. It is all profoundly related. There are our connections and our threads vibrationally within all things that assist us if we so desire to become awake to it, or conscious of threading with it. I consciously open to thread with whatever is before me so that I can transmute it into what I choose as my highest desire with source. And in those moments of awakeness, you understand, wow, I really am connected with this. This is why it's just hitting me so hard. I really have this healing to do, and I want to accept and acknowledge all that I am as this. That allows you that profundity of light that you therefore have to go create something grander and something more profound. And we call this the healing honor of our allness. And this is our title for today. We wanted to give you that intro because it allows you to understand that the micro, the macro level, that what you're going through is actually threaded on a much profound scale, that it is actually co-creating new planets, new timelines, new experiences, new threads of consciousness that you have no idea of understanding at this point, but you can sense once your multidimensional bodies and gifts start turning on, and how you can use these healings in any day experiences to know that those energies, those experiences actually serve you to be that crucible, to be that friction, that center point of the affinity symbol to thread off into something new. And that's the power you have. Just to drop within your heart, to release and detach from the emotion, the emotional story of it, and to bring that feeling of separation within your center and say, I call this energy of separation, because ascension is all about reunification. We're reunifying as love, as light. That's it. So whatever that separation energy is, that fragment of you that has been somewhat separate, because we create a reality through the stories that we create of that separation, the psyche imprints. Those psyche imprints are that vibrational story that's held. The psyche imprint doesn't understand its connection to your now experience, your now story, and it doesn't matter. But you're healing that separation, and you've chosen to co-create it in a reality that you're playing out right here, so that you can say, I'm done with that now. I want to change it. I want to shift it. So that you allow yourself to let go of perhaps, we'll give you an example where your understanding that your soul and your spirit are calling you forward to experience and explore something different, to express yourself in a new way, to express your light in a new way. And so there's a limitation that's within your allness that says, well, I have family obligations, I have limitations, I have beliefs that say I must stay in where I am because that's what our family has traditionally done. I'm traditionally meant to do this, I'm traditionally meant to do that. The socioeconomic system says I must do this. I'm not able to do that. Their belief of abundance, whatever these stories that we tell ourselves, these are all energies that you're here. These are all threads that are vibrating at a density that you're here to transcend. So as you bring all of these into transcend, I'm an infinite, eternal being of source light. I am infinite. I have the power, as source is I am, to radiate these beliefs into something that's greater and more. I give myself permission to let it go. It moves off into the field of the all, your source essence. You've chosen through your intention to release all limitation and all beliefs that hold you back, to fulfilling your soul's desire to fly and explore and be. And so as you let this go and release it, your teams and source creator and the all that is, through your intention, your soul and your oversoul and your oversoul of oversoul, your higher self, are now transmuting those energies. So you come back with this higher vibration of your returning to your reunifying with your infinite source self. It's always at the center. Your co-creative portal of alchemy is here. I choose, and off you go into a new 5D loop. 5D loop. You're returning to your infinite, eternal blessedness. This then allows you to vibrate. All those cells that were attached, all those lifetimes that were attached to that experience are now vibrating at this perfection of who you've always been. And this is why we say, allow yourself at this time, if you so desire, this beautiful full moon, that you have the heavens working upon your behalf to assist you in releasing the most painful beliefs and imprints that are allowing you to co-create on a subtle level that don't need to be. These timelines that are being co-created because those beliefs are still there. And it will continue to co-create until you choose to transcend it. So face it. And we wrote in our latest article that Mario uploaded for us. is the undercurrents, the heavenly undercurrents can allow you that movement. I'm releasing it. And that's that heavenly undercurrent that's always there. We're constantly harmonizing if we so choose. So that undercurrent is a benevolent field of holy light, of source creator, of God, spirit, the holy of all that is, all omnipresence. And as it does, as you release it and return to your perfection of who you are, honoring all that you are, honoring all beings on this planet, honoring them for the source of light that they are. You don't have, it's not saying that you have to agree with any of the behaviors, but you're honoring and you're forgiving it for being that essence of source that it is showing you. I am not separate from you. I am one with you. I forgive, fully forgive, and I offer you the highest compassion and the highest level of order that I have through my heart as source. I am the all. I am one. And then you go off to co-create from this highest perspective of holy light. You're honoring all that you are. And as we do so, we're clearing out those energies within the chakras that come out to show us, especially at full moons, and especially at these times of great transformation, because, and why we feel these pulls, and why we're so connected to the cycles of the celestial alignments, the full moons, the new moons, and all of these beautiful yods that have been presenting themselves to us. The yods are very rare occurrences, and we've had 5 or 6 of them in the past 2 weeks. So these are profound opportunities from the heavens and the celestial energies and the light programs that are showing us there is so much ascension energy that is pulsating and radiating to planet Earth, to every being. And if you so choose to open and receive it, you can transmute your most deepest energies that are requiring your acknowledgement and acceptance and allowance to transmute. And so it's really about honoring the all that you are, and it begins with your breath. I honor the perfection. I acknowledge and I accept and I allow that I am the perfection of source. I intend. So it's breath and intention. What is your intention? I'm going to hand over this limiting belief that has been allowing me to co-create a reality that I don't prefer. Co-creating the subtle energies of discordance between relationships that are no longer serving me. It's just causing so much friction. I choose in this moment, I choose to hand it over for transmutation. I release it and I see it. The more that you can engage in a multidimensional way to seeing that energy being transmuted, the greater success that you will have in feeling the alchemy of you as source. See, so as you're releasing and letting it go, see it become alchemized by the living light, by that light that just moves through all things. Light is mutable. You intend that light to shift that frequency of belief. I'm intending the purification and the beauty of that pure crystalline light and love. I'm giving it that love. I'm honoring it for the lessons it's taught me. I'm honoring for the path that I'm able to create with that light. And I'm gifting it to whatever that belief, whatever that density is. And I am one with it now. I'm crystallizing it. I'm making it whole. I'm giving it incandescent radiance. And I am doing that. I am the master. I am all that I am as source is. And you see yourself being lifted from that place through which you are on the floor, you know, in pain and in suffering, to claiming that light as your birthright. Because as you offer it, you're claiming in. It's always a constant harmonization. You're calling that light in and claiming it. This is my light. I am honoring this as my intention to transmute and become anew. I'm claiming it from the heavens and I'm bringing it anew. I'm claiming it from the heavens and I'm bringing it anew. And that's how we work with the all that source is. We work with this beautiful benevolent field of source light to help us alchemize and transmute what no longer serves. And we can offer this light to all of those that are suffering, to all of those that are in pain. We can offer it to the grids of the Holy Spirit to live through us, each and every one of us. We are vessels of incandescent light if we so choose. We can release it and let it go and bring it back. This is my honor. That density has been an experience, if you will. We can describe it in any way. It's been a thorn in your side because it just keeps coming over and over and over again, because it hasn't been acknowledged, hasn't been accepted for the beauty that it is. And it's been defined in many ways, as a euphemism to the pains that we go through. Is that friction, if you will, is that infinity symbol. It's that friction point. Are you going to accept it and allow it so it can be what it wants to be as pure source? It's just like the pearl, that grit and that gravel and those matter and the spirit that create that beautiful gem. It requires that friction. It requires you to say to yourself and sort it out. Okay, what are my fears? Bring it. Let's deal with this. What illusions have I built for myself? What illusion stories have I told myself? Whatever it may be. Many are, especially with what we've gone through collectively and globally, of moving through these fears of loss, abandonment, or lack of abundance, because their whole reality has shifted and changed. Many have been laid off, and many of their experiences have been flipped upside down. And it allows those beliefs to come forward and say, well, even if I lost, what's the worst that could happen? Put out the worst on the table. What is it? What is that fear? Where is the where is the crucible and the crux of that fear? Okay, well, if I've created it once, I can create it again, but even better, more aligned with my heart. Maybe I was meant to experience this so that I could actually follow my soul's journey, and I can actually release all those fears that don't have any play in where I want to be now. We are meant to allow that surrender of spirit. Spirit knows, soul knows, your higher self knows, God knows, source knows, the omnipresent knows. You have no idea that in releasing that fear and that pain, that you've actually helped open up a thread of your own soul's evolution to tangent off into something and have something far more profound being offered to you, because you've had that space open up vibrationally. Whereas before you were crunched and just in so much fear, like the little squirrels that go running around in chaos all the time. They know what they're doing, but I watch them all day long, and they're they're just so, for me, it's exhausting. you know, they're just flying all over the place trying to be safe, get enough, get enough, get enough, get enough. And it's like, I just ponder, and I just, say, and of course they eat so much that they take all the stuff away for the birds. And it just is such a reflection for not only allowing me to see, okay, where have I released? I'm going to release some more, because if this squirrel is showing me this chaos, obviously there's some stuff I got to do with my own safety. So then I reflect upon that, because everything is a reflection and a story for you to say, okay, let's go deeper. Where are my fears? What story and timeline is this attached to? And I'm going to bring it forward. You're no longer fearing it. You're no longer fearing the fears. They become a part of your story. A part of your story is you're going to turn the page as you're moving that infinity. I'm turning the page. I choose to begin anew. Turn the page. I begin anew. Turn the page. I begin anew. And that's when those fears no longer hold those detrimental energies where you become sick and ill and completely imbalanced, where it feels like you're going crazy. Or, there's many experiences to the going crazy feeling, because they can be many things connected with it. Connecting with your omnipresence, where you're hearing all of you connect with you and be happy to be with you. Hearing those subtle fields of energy open up, where you're hearing the thoughts of others and the impressions of others and the collective and so on. So there's that going crazy feeling is many things. But we're connecting it with that point of allowing yourself to understand that every moment is your portal to call in that light and claim it through strength, through empowerment, to know I have the tools, Christic toolbox. I have the tools, I have the gifts to transmute what is being presented. What is it showing me? And as you own it and claim it and acknowledge it, you allow it to pass through that transmutational process. That is ascension and alchemy. It requires our acknowledgement. It requires that we accept it. Yes, that's a part of me. Somehow, somewhere, it's a part of me. And in some timeline and in some way, in some form, I have played that a role to an extent. And I'm wanting to acknowledge and claim it so that I can transmute and release these guilts, pains, sufferings, resentments, all of those things. And we say that because part of the undercurrent that we're bringing forward is that we're bringing forward is the honoring the allness is allowing you to absolutely acknowledge that being human is profound, that being human is the most profound catalyst in our galaxy, in our universe, so that we can transmute and create anew. And our wind chimes just started blowing. To honor all that you are is that most pure and sacred journey that you are as human spirit. That yes, in this body now, you can face anything. We have transmuted and we have gone through the most profound experiences, and we still return to center, and we still have that faith that in all that we are as the communication and breath and the undercurrent of source. We are the micro, we are the macro, we are it all. And there's grander aspects of us that are calling us in to transmute through love and connection and healing. The archangels and all of the heavenly connections are us. They're helping us transmute through love and through honor. They're accepting and honoring us as we honor ourselves. And we will be that of those generations and those planets that are coming up through evolution as well. where we transition into a new timeline or a new frequency or a new pattern of evolution, and we then become the masters and the archangels. It's evolutionary, and it's that DNA thread of source that keeps the DNA of source is each and every one of us, and we are the activations of source. Source is, we are the DNA activations of source. Make no mistake about that. We're all playing this part in evolution, and we're all playing a myriad, infinite parts of evolution. And as we honor the all that we are, releasing every judgment that comes forward and living in that neutral space of allness. I release all judgment. I'm neutral to it all. I'm one with it. I choose to co-create this way. I choose to forgive and love. I choose to send that person and that being light because I know it's me. There's a part of me within that. And I want to wish you the highest and the best because I know I've been offered it. I know that I've been alchemically transmuted. I know that I've been shown things and I've experienced things and I've been the miracle of Source Creator. I've been the song of Source, and I can feel it and I can know it and I can see it. That's why I offer what I do. I've been gifted these gifts so that I can share and honor and bless the sacred story from a multidimensional perspective, so that those that are seers, so that those that are feelers, those that are healers, those that are light workers can come forward and say, when I've had these pains and ills and challenges, it's because I can feel it and bring it up to a higher perspective, because those steps that I have moved through will help others. And my heart will grow, and my emotional field will grow, and my emotional strength will grow, so that I'm able to hold and carry the light that I'm capable of. It all plays a part in your alchemic journey with Source. Whatever that is, it's all unique and beautiful and benevolent. And so have sacred honor, have sacred bliss, have sacred determination. And that's why we call sacred living. It's so profound, and it's held within the center of who you are, that you, as you release and allow that to transmute, you come back to something new. And you're opening to Source Creator and say, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to surrender fully. My soul, I call my soul forward. I call my higher self forward, and I live with you fully and completely. I surrender. I trust. I live in trust. I am a sacred, benevolent being of trust, and I'm beautiful, and I'm gorgeous, and I love this human ride. And it took me so many years, and I'm just beginning to open a portal where I'm intending and I'm allowing the acknowledgement of who I am as human to be beautiful, because I've resisted it for so many lifetimes, because I've understood and I can feel and sense the frequencies through which I come from on every level. And there was a lot of judgment and egoic judgment. And there's often times where I've said to my teams, I said, this doesn't even feel like me. Are you sure this is within my field of play? And they say, well, you're the all. You have the power to transcend this, so transcend it. Don't worry if it's not yours or not, because you're the all. And this is where we have to step outside of ourselves and understand, because we can bang our heads against the walls of thinking, is this mine? Is this, what, is this fair? I've gone through all of that. I've experienced that, the injustification, if you will. The universe is a balanced mechanism of benevolent play and sacred dance. So everything will always be worked out. But oftentimes, through my particular story, 51 years of really challenging movement and remembering so many timelines being threaded in this now unfolding, for me, it's felt as if I've been beat up more than 100 times, as far as, the multidimensional allness that I am. And I can feel it and sense it at so many different levels that, it's a miracle that I'm here. Really, truly is. The heavens are working so benevolently within and without all that I am, to ensure that I'm able to live the beauty and the experience that I've come to live, without giving up, without saying, I don't know if I can do this. This is just so profound. The stories are just so hard to overcome, but we can. We absolutely can. And if you come with a story to transcend, I'm telling you right now that you have everything within you to transcend it. Open your heart and call upon the heavens, and just know that you'll be cared for, that you'll be lifted. Just know it within your heart. I know I am one with Source. I am one with Source. I'm calling forward the love to transcend this. I release it. I release it. I transmute it. Because sometimes those energies, they come with such traumatic stories, and what each and every one of us are here to assist in healing our planet through many of the collectives, whether it's the indigenous peoples, the aged, and create those altruistic threads of beginnings, of new beginnings, creating light centers and healing centers for healing and rebalancing. Whatever collective it is that you're here to assist in helping through your excitement and your passions, the children's collective, some of them come with many traumatic stories, and we have to be able to carry that emotional strength to assist and to heal and to be those leaders of light. And to do that, we have to live the experience. We have to live through the trenches. We have to say, I've been in the trench and I'm come out, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you. If you so desire, I have much to offer, and I have great light, and so do you. And we can do this. We are the strength of Source Creator. We are the song of Source, and we honor the all that we are. This is a divine and beautiful ride, and we are accelerating planets. We are accelerating all that we are connected with. And we hold it sacredly. We hold it with that great joy that love is, that life is. We are the essence of God. We're the essence of Source. We're the essence of the Omni-Presence that's shooting off into new balances of co-creation, because that's what alchemy, the creation of what is new, is when those experiences of divine balance, we're just talking in our universe because it's different in other universes, the balance of the male and the female, when they come together through that healing and through that love, the divine balance of the divine feminine, that gentleness, that softness, that beauty, and that will of the Creator just to play, go and create. That when those two particles from your healing and from somebody else's healing come together, that creates a new thread of light. That mutable light creates something new in a whole new thread that you had no idea about, because we've never been taught these expansive knowings and macro experiences of who we are. We do the same thing within our bodies. If there's an illness, you call together the male and the female, and you have them work together within you, the alchemist that you are, the master that you are, the knowingness as you are, Source is. You have them work together, and you say, I release these densities. I choose to live as love. I'm going to send this light. I'm going to send this powerful, mutable light in however way that it will heal my body. I'm sending it there now. And you call in those healing angels to then begin light and color on these areas. And you heal your body as Source is. You are the alchemist of all things, all realities, all moments. And those energies that have kept you in separation, no matter how small or how big, it affects the all. It absolutely does. And so we wanted to bring that in because it is the Divine Mother energy that allows us to receive wisdoms and intelligence and information that we thread off in anew when we begin. My intention is to create through the light of love. I create through the radiations of love. I create through this allness of who I am. I know that this is my new story. So to perceive yourself as that vibration of something new, I release what no longer serves. And this is the new story, the new character, the new being, the vibration that I choose to experience. Because that's the vibration of that experiential reality begins with you intending. I intend to be this healer. I intend to be this co-creator. I intend to be this painter. What is the vibration of your painter? And just have Source. I ask you to come in, Source, and help live through me. I'm healing people that I don't even know are healed, because it's a field of resonance. And I'm this healer. I'm a beautiful healer. I'm sending them love and anything that they need for divine order, for all to be right in all world, for all to be right in each person's experience. I'm sending that love forward. I'm creating a field of resonance. I want to be a part of this because I know I am. I know it's going to come back to me. Everything that I release will come back to me tenfold, because we have what we want to also add, the infinite and the all, the micro macro, is that oftentimes when we're talking about new reality experiences and co-creations and manifestations, that we often, as we talked about in our last video, we often perceive what might be from what was, because that's just the entrainment of the mind. So as you're creating, just call Source in and say, the infinite is before me. Whatever may happen, may happen. I'm calling in the light, and I'm going to let it go to the universe, and I will be surprised. So call in the infinite, call in the miraculous, call in the amazing frequencies to delight you, to inspire you, to knock your socks off, if you will, because that's living in that open, surrendered space of allness. So honoring your allness in all ways, honoring the allness for the darkness that it's showing in your life, the limitations you've held upon yourself, the lack of self that you've held upon yourself, that we then treat our bodies and our minds and our emotions in varying ways because it's imbalanced. We're now being aligned with higher vibratory energies. That's what awakening is. We're aligning with Gaia. We're aligning with the Omni-Presence. And so that means that all of us must release what no longer serves and come into alignment. And um, and if we don't, that's okay too. It's just a really bumpy ride, because any resistance that we hold, releasing, if we're holding any resistance whatsoever, so you can't even say it, it becomes that lack of flow. And this is why my body was just showing you. When you're in resistance, you stop the flow of that creatorhood, that evolution. And that's why every single person on this planet has a varying experience of what this reality is. We say we live on one world, but it's actually an infinite number of worlds that we're each experiencing and calling in, so we can see the soul stories we need to be awake, to be aware, and to say, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to live in love. I'm ready to be that light pulsation that source breath to me as. And so knowing that as you do so, you allow all others to step up their story if they so desire, but they don't have to. And this is why we've often talked about, because this is the transitions that people are moving within. There will be those within your familial circles, your social circles, that will be moving in different directions as you do. Because as you walk and honor your light, your full authenticity, your fullness of love that you are, there will be those that will not understand your truth and will not be in vibration of your truth. And that's okay. But you're offering that fully and compassionately and completely, so that they can look at their truth and they can come forward in their fullness if they so choose. But then you can choose to continue to move on with those vibrational matches. So just know that that's just a normal process of the reharmonization to higher frequencies of truth, because your truth gets different every moment, and open up to it. Who wants to be the same way that we were in 2005 or 10? We're not. Every moment it's new, and open into it and surrender. Acknowledge your new in all moments. Acknowledge your source. Accept that you are source in all moments. You're infinite, and allow source to live through you. There's no controlling. And whatever falls away is meant to fall away. Whatever truth comes forward to you, what have you learned? What newness and what nowness are you ready to open into and say, I forgive myself, I forgive the all. I was showing myself so many illusions. I was so filled with fear, but now, whatever, I can move through it. I'm a source. If I want to manifest a new vocation, I'm going to manifest it. If I want to manifest a healing center, I will manifest it. If I want to manifest a completely healed body, mind, spirit, and soul, I will manifest that I am one with source, and I begin working with source. My relationship with source, my relationship with love, my relationship with my omnipresence, that is the most important. It's your allness. It's your journey. It's your unfolding. It's your story. It's your vibration. Nothing else trumps that. Nothing. Your relationship with who you are as source, as love. Nothing else. That is you as your allness. And you are pulling people, experiences, co-creatorhood in to show you how powerful you are in that moment. To accept it, to honor it, allow it in. That's the divine feminine. We are co-creators. We are life givers. All of us. So what can you give life to? How can you give life to those judgments and transmute them into the profundity of who you are as light? Own it. Yes. That limitation just kept me so distant from who you are. We might not have ever seen eye to eye, but you're still my brother, you're my sister, and I love you. And I hold you in the Most High, because I want to be held in the Most High. Somewhere within that is me. And I'm sorry. I give you my full heart, in that apology. I didn't make it easy for you, and I didn't make it easy for me in that separation, in that judgment, and please forgive me. And you'll be alchemized. You'll feel it. You'll just feel lighter and say, wow, I handled that really well. And you continue. This harmonization, what it does is it allows you to live that higher integrity, that higher truth with source, because that's just the path. Every master, every person will be offered, how can I live within a greater integrity of love? Was it heartfelt? Or was it just saying it because you thought you had to say it because you knew that was the right thing to say? But did you feel it? Did you actually feel a sorry? Did you actually feel that within your heart, that forgiveness? Accepting it and receiving it. That's alchemy, because it must be. That source is, I am. So if we're not feeling it, that's how emotions are so important to ascension. Because we've been so shut off from our emotional body, and everything has been lived from the ego mind, that's how we become stagnant, because we're not allowing ourselves to feel the emotions that come up. We're not allowing ourselves to express them. We're not allowing ourselves to alchemy them. And then they become illness. They become mental imbalances. They become physical imbalances and illness and diseases. So the emotions are so very important to allowing us to be this stable being. And those emotions also allow us to co-create the emotion of excitement, the emotion of joy, the emotion of bliss. I want to create this. I know who I am. You know, I've allowed myself to deal with these densities that have kept me so ill, you know, so ill. I'm releasing them now. I don't need them anymore because I know that I'm love. I know I'm on my path of love. And whatever it takes me and however long it takes me, I will be this path of love. And you will always be tested for your highest integrity. Always. Small and big ways, depending on what role you're here to play and what excites you. Because the higher role that you're here to play for humanity will bring you higher tests of integrity, higher tests of truth, higher tests of no matter what, you remain as best and as high as you can in your center of love to forgive. And my teams have often told me so many times, one of my themes here for my soul's life is forgiveness. No matter how, what stories I've moved through is to continually remain in a state of forgiveness with myself and all others, because I understand the flow of that forgiveness. And as hard as it is to always remain open at your heart and to stay vulnerable, to stay pure, you know, with that love, to know that your love is healing that person that needs that forgiveness because they're connected to you in that thread somehow, somewhere, the micro, the macro, that thread of, you know, pearl necklace, that forgiveness here on this pearl is affecting all of the pearls on that necklace. And that's the wave of creation. That's the wave of God's breath, the essence of life. It affects all things. So allow yourself to honor the all. Allow yourself to honor your allness, your omnipresence. Allow yourself to be that divine feminine, that mother that gives that life of love, that life of forgiveness, that life of compassion to yourself and all others in all moments. And if you don't know how, surrender it to your team, surrender it to Source for alchemy. Surrender to the detachment. I detach fully from this belief. Please alchemize this and transmute it and shift it to my state of becoming. I've learned from this lesson and I choose to act in this way now. And this will be experienced in many ways because I've experienced it. So I'm going to bring this forward so that you understand. And it's feeling it at that heart level. And that's why your heart is so important, to live from this heart space. You can alchemize and feel those changes. And then the ego will keep testing you, in your spirit and your soul will keep testing you. So that as you go through these alchemy and you're living in your highest state, if you're not connecting from that heart space and being this whole being of holy light that you are, and you keep reverting back to those old ways, if you will, by just saying things and, you know, saving face, if you will, and not feeling it and not moving through it, you know, going through the motions, if you will. That's 3D living, is going through the motions of patterns, egoic patterns. And if you're living in that way of going through the motions and you're not emotionally and etherically and all of you connected with life, then you will feel yourself creating those realities. And that alchemy will slip and slide, and that alchemy will be um, will be it will be insincere, and because it's not all of you, and it will be shoddy at best. You know, maybe here, maybe there, maybe here, maybe there, because it will allow you to always return to that highest vibration. That's what the soul and spirit want. And it requires that we always remain connected. That's why each and every one of us are being called to live our lives in new ways, to do what we do on a daily basis in new ways, so that we can reconnect at a wholeness perspective, at an omnipresent perspective. Am I honoring all that I am as spirit? I really want to do some chanting and connect with the grids, because that's part of my soul. My soul needs that. I need to chant. I need to be with Gaia. That is my truth. I need to have soul tribe that support me and honor me and respect me and value me and want to empower me to be my best. That's my truth. And so the soul sends out those vibrations like a source does, micro, macro, of those light radiations, those light impulses. And that's what returns to you. So if you're doing things at shoddy frequencies, and we say that just because I don't have another word right now, you know, I remember that word from my childhood. And that's living with that pure intent. That's your intention. Yeah, I'm not going to live from that maybe anymore. I've experienced it. It's just brought me around in karmic cycles because it's all vibration. Once you've mastered that vibration, your soul and spirit will say, return to center. Boom, we want to create something new. And it's at a higher vibration. And you're going to be tested. You're going to be given new tests. You're going to be given new experiences. You're going to be new gifts to realign with your stronger center of truth. I'm pure love. I know that. There's going to be some things I'm going to release. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel nice and pretty. But I know that with that friction, I'm going to be allowed to create and expand some more. So that's the process. That's the process of your alchemy, of your healing, of your honoring your allness. And at every new phase, expect it. Expect the transition of bumpiness. Okay, well, I'm going to realign. I'm going to create my greater light. I'm going to alchemize into my new desires and needs and excitements and creative joy and expression and experience. And I'm going to go out for some more. And that's the whole process. We say that, and there's parts of myself that are going, yeah, right. You've been on the floor many times. I absolutely have. Absolutely. Thinking of my team, this is why I've said earlier, my teams, I'm here. I'm here to share all that I can and all that I will, because I understand the journey, and it's not always easy, especially if you're here to play a grand role in helping others, because you're going to have to move through those steps and stages so that your soul, this is between you and your soul. We're saying this because there's the vibrations that are watching that require this information. You have come as masters, and you have come as divine alchemists, you've come as divine shamans, and at the soul level that you are deep, and you are rich, and you are vast, and you are an omnipresent being that I see right now floating in and out in the omnipresence. And your omnipresence is saying, you can do this. You know that you can release that deep pain, that deep wound. You know that you can forgive those that have harmed you. You know that you can do this. And we are going to assist you. We're going to send you those that have the information. We're going to give you those activations. We're going to give you the vibrational energies. We're going to send you the archangels. We know that you can do this because you're us. We are the angels, and we are the future angels. We are actually angels to those that are living in 3D worlds. And we're in our dream time and in our meditative time, we're moving off in all of these realms to assist and light program, because that's our soul. And so just know that we wanted you to honor who you are in your allness, to honor all that you see and all that you hear as source essence, and return to your center and create something new. Be the golden alchemist that you are. Bring all things to life in your unique way. Be your unique song that is source. Be the vibration of love and joy that you are as source. And know that all is available to you as the universe flows through you and lives through you. You have the potential to create your 5D earth, whatever it might be and however it might look. And be proud of that. Be proud of being human. Be proud of your omnipresence, and allow yourself to know that whatever challenges that you are moving through or have moved through, honor it in your life review. Honor it in your dream reflection and say, I am proud to be who I am. In my dreams, I'm going to heal more of me. I'm going to bring greater light to me, and I will allow myself to transcend whatever it might be. Whether it's being laid off from your job and not sure where your income will come from, or having released yourself from a dysfunctional relationship or experience, allow yourself to call in the strength that you know you are. For whatever that imbalance was, whatever that energy was, there's that equal to thread it up anew. And that's how our universe flows. It's the source of all that is. Without apprehension, without judgment, say, it really did honor me. I appreciate the lessons I learned. I don't look back at anything, with negative disparage. You move through those experiences because you must, because you're teaching others how to differentiate between judgment. Any disparage is a judgment. So we must go through that experience. Nobody ever just arrives at ascension. You must go through the process. That way at a subtle level and a not so subtle level. I understand at the subtle level what it feels like to be pure and of intent, to be a genuine apology, to be a genuine affection, to be a genuine offer of creative light. I can feel it. I can sense it. And because of that gift, because of that experience, because of that working with that, I have attuned myself to those subtleties and why I can create at a subtle level. And so these all help us to create from thought, to levitate, to bilocate. They're all in our evolutionary journey, in our path, in our sojourn, as a soul, an infinite micro macro source creator. So honor it. Honor your humanness. You're amazing. You're magnificent. And your pure heavenly joy and the breath of Mother, Father, all put together. You are a heavenly agent of light, and you can create anything. And this I know to be true. Fall in love with who you are every moment, because you're God. your source. You are the song of source. And we wish you well. Namaste, dear lighted ones. Happy full moon.